Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdullaah, Rabbil Aalameen. Hello to you all. How are you? We're going to speak shortly on the removal of sins. One truly believes that his prayer can remove his sin to the point that which he believes he is without any stains of his past. But the truth is, how do you remove evil that people are pitting upon you and that which you yourself create? The Prophet Muhammad constantly washed himself to stay pure, but not just to stay in a state of purity, but to remove evil, and that is committing wudu. Allah tells us to commit wudu, but the way how he describes to us through the Quran is one time. To wash the hands. To wash the face up to the nostrils. To wash the head and the ears. And on the hand area, up to your elbow to your fingers. And to go through your toes. And make sure you go around your ankle. But the committing of wudu, that which Allah has given us, is to commit it once. However, the Prophet Muhammad, he committed it 3 times. The constant removal of evil, and to stay in a state of purity, even through prayer, and to remove that which you create that is evil. Some people look at it as being absurd. When your enemy is committing evil towards you and they see you washing yourself, they say, what is this? This is craziness. At times you have to go in private. Remember, the littler the water, the most powerful wudu. The constant removal of evil, even the evil that which you create yourselves, such as minor sins. Some spirit you must remove from yourself to stay in a state of purity and clarity when you are coming to people and when you're coming to give them an understanding. Majority of you smoke cigarettes. I myself have indulged with something that I am definitely getting rid of slowly. But the constant practice of wudu is the practice of removing evil to stay in a state of purity. Now, this does not give you the excuse to do evil and just commit wudu and think your evil won't be counted for. At a state before praying, you don't want to come in with lying tongues, commit wudu. At a state of prayer, you don't want to come in and pray with a cigarette spirit, a drunk spirit, a high spirit. Commit wudu. Get rid of it. Remove the evil. Now, we already demonstrated how to properly make dua and supplication during wudu, so we don't have to go through that over again. But the importance of wudu is to keep yourself in a pure state, especially when you're speaking to your Lord. especially when you're around your enemies. Especially when your enemies is casting forth your downfall. It is the time for prayer and washing. The unseen has forces that which attacks you constantly. And to stay in a state of purity, you must commit wudu. As I said to you before, Allah has commanded the people once. But the Prophet Muhammad, he practiced it 3 times to stay in a pure state of purity and to remove evil. The constant attack of evil that which came upon him at a time of disbelief, especially in human beings, that which they came against a God that they have not understood. So it was forces that which unseen and seen that which he had to fight against. And staying in a pure state kept him focused. Because yet, you must understand the whispers of Satan even affected the Prophet Muhammad. To constantly remove evil is to tame the evil and to remove it permanently from yourselves and from your surroundings. The unseen hates when you wash yourself. When you call upon Allah, Bismillah. Even though you can call against the evil that which you yourself create, but you must learn. The state of wudu keeps you in a state of purity. There's unseen forces around you, and there is seen forces around you that seek your destruction. And to stay in a state of purity, you must commit wudu. Removal of evil. Those who are successful at defeating their enemy is those who actually properly wash themselves. It's not about being seen. It's not about attacking or fighting against the enemy, but it's always prepared to remove the evil as it comes. Now, what do I mean by that? When you step in a state of purity, when the enemy is plotting, it goes around. It changes. Situations happen. They set a trap for you. And suddenly, oh, let me remove this. That trap was just to make you look as if you're naive. But you see it ahead of time. At times when your enemies are playing close as friends, and you're naive, but you stay in the state of wudu, and that's setting you up, and then things happen out of nowhere to stop the situation. Angels are watching constantly, so they know what is going on around you. But you must learn to remove the evil so they can fight on your defense in the unseen, removing the evil. And staying in the state of wudu, no matter what. Because you have unseen forces, and even the ones that are close to you must learn. There is an inner desire in every human being, and that is good and evil. We look at ourselves at times and truly believe because of our faith, it is strong, so therefore evil will be naturally taken away. And therefore, if it does happen, it is Allah's will. That is a faithful, truly, a faithful belief in a believer. However, if you stay in the removal of evil, Allah removes the evil in the way of your defense. It gives your enemy the constant disgrace of you. So you must learn. You don't have to be seen of it. But always stay in the state of wudu. The removal of evil counts on your cleanliness. Now, a lot of people be like, oh, cleanliness is next to godliness. But hold on. How clean are you in your flesh and your spirit? Removing the evil from the mouth, the nostrils, the ears. The intentions of your enemy is to see you in the state of impurity. As I said to those, even in the sin, stay in wudu. Constantly remove it until it's permanently removed. Because you never know the unseen forces. What's around you that's dragging you down. What's around you that's influencing you. And to stay in the constant state of wudu, you remove evil. And even the evil that which you can create for yourself. Because your mind stay in the state of purity. As the flesh, even when it creates sin. To understand the unseen forces within a human being is to understand the faith at which they stand in. The test will come amongst all believers. And when you leave the state of purity and removing sin, the defeat, your enemy loves to see the defeat. And that means to completely take you away from what actually keep you to a pure state. So the first step of removing evil is wudu. One asked me this one thing. Wouldn't it look absurd and crazy if I constantly keep washing myself when I am being attacked? But I said to you, I said to her, what are you worrying about? The defeat or the belief? And I said to her, are you stepping into sins that remove your wudu? And she said, you know what, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I smoke cigarettes. So I said, I see why you stay in the constant removal of evil. But to fear that which is around you and have your belief in what your wudu can actually protect you and provide for you, that a protection that which you yourself cannot see, shows the belief in a human being. Even it just doing once should have the power of belief to protect you from evil and to remove evil. It is the belief of the human being. When you have no belief in the actions that which you take behind you, therefore, your enemies are easily to conquer you and defeat you. Because your focus is on what they are doing, how they're trying to defeat you. When you must learn in faith that you must stand firm and allow your enemies to move, and then what? The plots will be easily seen. The belief of a human being is to its person, each one of you. However, your belief should be strong enough to where it's though when you do and things that which you cannot see, the evil is naturally removed. Before you even make the move of your defeat, you will warn and see. You will see. When they're behind the unseen forces, enemies, and they're making moves towards you, blockers will be put in place. Stay in the state of wudu. Remove the evil that which you create within your own heart and feelings just as well. Having ill feelings and dislikes of people. Remove this with purity, asking Allah for forgiveness and committing wudu. To remove evil just as well, washing oneself. It is those who rebel. They need to learn this one thing. The fear of humans is that the evil that which they have created. You can tell this is the realm of Satan because even in our own orders of religion, there's nothing but evils and hierarchies. Things that which all gods go against is now ruling. Satan has a funny way of pinning you to sleep in your face, as if only God can judge. That was the whole point of you actually allowing the evil to actually control in a time that shows defeat. And for pure, faithful believers, you must learn this one thing. Stay in the state of wudu because your enemy is next to you. That time is going to come when you all are going to have to learn to defend for yourselves. And you have to come out of the state of mind of naiveness. And being naive shows the worst thing is a dummy. As I said to you, witchcrafters do witchcraft on dummies, and being naive makes you dumb. So therefore, stay in the state of wudu, because a lot of our children are naive. This is not a world of just peace and love. There's evil. There's enemies that's unseen, seen, and you have enemies in the unseen. So you must learn to stay in the purest state that which you can, to fight against that which is evil toward you and that which you can create. Now let's speak of the defense against the humiliation of evil. The cruelty that which you go through sometimes, being teased, nitpicked on, people gathering together to go against you. You feel like you're always the one being bothered on. Everyone's always talking about you. They're pitting you down, crucifying you for your wrongs, pushing you away just because of who you are. It is all right. You must learn. In this world, we are not meant to be in the same eye set, but we are meant to share the same planet. No one will come on this world the same. We are all unique in a different way, and therefore we must learn there is good and evil that which is born amongst the earth. And the game plays. No matter how strong the warrior is, the battlefield has already been planned out. No matter how strong your enemy is, it's already been planned out. You must now learn how to either submit or plan for your enemy's defeat. And in that planning, you must learn to war in a way that is righteous if you are righteous, in a way that which is evil if you are evil. Because just as well as good is learning, evil is learning. And it is only Allah who picks, who wins and loses, who dies, who returns not. We must learn. A lot of our human beings are naive. The forces of evil is what man actually gathered to fight against. But now, the forces that was built to fight against evil. Take, for instance, Solomon. Right? We take him for an example. He fought against witchcrafters. He taught you what evil naturally is through the eyes of observations of human beings of a time of evil. And taught you the wisdom of defeating them. Now it has come to a time that evil has put you to sleep. And they are running the same forces that protected you from evil. Now, I'm not saying this to hurt anybody feeling, and I have nothing against anyone, because this is your evil that which you have created. Why do you think in our churches we have gay ministers, pastors, preachers? This is an evil that belongs amongst itself, not in the hierarchies of God. That's why what is what? Imperfected belongs on the earth. To learn perfection, to leave from what that is evil. Or you could say that which is evil. Now is the time that it is accepted, and to the point you are being led by the same thing that which your Creator cursed because of its evil of not listening. It's not to hurt your feelings. It's not to push you as if you're not a human. But it is certain things that you must learn. The Creator taught you to tame your evil. To understand that the human flesh will be a temptation amongst you. And that yet you grow weak because you are human, but you have the right to forgiveness. But still, the taming of a human beings created from you, the human, make it wrong. The same evil that the forces that has been created to protect you are now housing the wicked and suffering those who work hard and pure. Now is the time that what was built for you to protect you from what that is evil is being controlled by manipulators and liars and thieves. You see how the evil conquer a power that is created from a God that they do not understand because of their humanism? And the excuse of Satan out of their lips is, only God can judge. For so long, the hierarchies have been using Jesus as an excuse, as if he forgives. But let me tell you this one thing. He already came on this world to show the act of forgiveness of evil. The imperfection is here on the earth. The time that which he must return is to destroy that which is imperfected. The forgiveness was already given to man at his time. And to lie to human beings in a way that which you yourself allow them to create evil and then believe they are forgiven because a prophet died for their sins. That is a lie. At a time of evil, that which seemed power from a man that walked on the earth, still tried to get rid of it, still did not like it, but needed and wanted to see the power that which it possessed. We have created a realm of evil. And anything that don't accept it, it wants to destroy. This ain't no truth teller. The point is that time is coming that your own evil is but to see for it is the fear of man is going to come. Because guess what? The answering of their evil. When the answer of evil comes to you, that's when you understand I have done too much wrong. And it's going to be counted. When the count of evil is being answered, that's when men fear. You don't want nobody that can listen to your thoughts around you. You don't want nobody to actually punish you for the evil that which you conflict amongst others. You don't want nothing that controls you because you are a human. But then you walk in the faith, and I'm the servant. Only God can judge me. And the blood of Jesus, I'm protected, and then commit the most evil. Looking for the enemy too much, and then pleading a prophet that has come and destroyed that which is evil. I can pick up your own book and tell you. The reason is, you believe that what you can create is the evil amongst the earth and maintain a realm of evil. But the substance of that which is evil, what did they not you do? Separate. The believers separated from the pagans and disbelievers and witchcraft and witches. The advancement always came to the believers, because when believers build, advancement comes to them. And that which is evil always have to what? Conquer. Because when it becomes advanced, it starts to affect that which is evil. Everybody has a part of this earth. But when one overbalances the other, that's when war comes. When the evil is too much, good is coming to war. When the good is too much, evil is trying to conquer. You have bred human beings to become criminals. You have bred human beings to be mentally sick. And you believe that you can constantly keep doing this. Well, that old way is leaving. It's time for the older generation to put their eyes to sleep and see how many of them go to the hellfires. And how many of them will be sleeping until the day of resurrection, and while others are in Juna. We have followed Satan because of the illusion of the image of things that which we possess. The status is the image. I got a $50,000 make on you. You got to respect me. Well, why do I got to respect you? That ain't nothing but material. I couldn't go kill a rat myself and take its fur and soul. And sometimes people are nonchalant. I have seen people come and they have cars or clothes on, and they look at you like you're supposed to recognize them. Well, hello, how are you? I see you, the human being, not what you possess. It's hard for some people to do that, because when they see the image, it becomes an illusion to the other human being, because, oh, that's something I see that is great, something that I want. But then, guess what? I can't look like you, but I want to look like you. You forget your surroundings. You're just looking at what's around, and you see it shines. It's like a diamond. When it glows in the human eyes, the whole focus is its beauty and shine. And it interests the human brain to the point that what? They fight, kill each other for it. I must have it. I must possess it. The illusion of Satan is using what actually eludes you or hallucinate you to the point of controlling your way of thinking. What you should be, where you should be at by now. What you should wear to look like. The power of status has taken control of human beings to the point that they will do anything for it. They want to take your welfare check for it, your SSD check for it. They want to take everything. What you talking? See, you got to understand the wicked is the greedy. So if I could take something for you and spend it, it was never mine. And then figure out how to get it again. Look, some of them are so greedy, they'll sell you a broken car knowing it's broken. Polish it up real nice. Clean the seats out, you see the interior. Get it working so it can pump well for a little while. Then you call them back, well, that ain't my problem. That's your property now. If you have any problems, I can actually help you by fixing it. Wicked human beings, greedy. But the point is, staying in the state of wudu. You must understand, when you stay in the state of wudu, always state out your mouth, there is no partners to Allah. He is the only one to be worshipped, right? Good. But seriously, take for instance, is there of yours, Allah so-called, partners one that guides to the truth? The questions of the disbeliever. They question, do your God guides? Here we go again. Is there of your partners one that guides to the truth? But it states in hyphens, Allah's so-called partners. To understand, there is no prophet, no messenger that is above Allah. It is Allah who is the truth. And to argue about prophets shows that you fall in love with a prophet more than your Lord. We cannot associate any to Allah. And to understand that, you argue about simple things. But who Allah sends must always return to Him, no matter what. So no one can lead you to the truth. However, Allah is the truth. Until we meet each other again, I am Abdul Hakim Ilah. And remember this, always stay in the state of wudu and purity. It removes sin. It keeps you in the state of purity. And it removes the evil. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. And as we always state in ending, La ilaha illallah wa bi Muhammadin wa Rasulullah. Put the finger up again.